Chief Meteorologist Michael Coates.
Quite windy outside and not as warm as we were seeing yesterday on Thursday with highs into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Now we're into the mid 80s as you take a look at the Pocatello Farm Bureau camp. Lots of blue overhead, but it's that wind number that's pretty ugly. We have winds right now sustained at 23 miles an hour to the southwest with gusts around 25 to 30. Now around the rest of the Snake River Plain, we're also seeing some very gusty winds. We're also seeing winds in teens and 20s territory right now for Jackson and Driggs. Teens and 20s for the wind speeds right now in Twin and Burley. Lighter speeds in Challis and Island Park, but there are a few thunderstorms coming into Island Park right now. Let me take over to First Alert Viper radar. Here's West Yellowstone, there's Island Park, and here comes the round of thunderstorms coming right along the Montana border here, and you can see that they're leaning more towards the northeast, so they're trying to skirt to the north of Island Park, but they're going to get by here into Henry's Lake and maybe at least on the north end of Island Park. You can see the movement of those thunderstorms into northern Clark County right now. Also a couple of these storms getting right on top of West Yellowstone and the lakes there, but we're going to be looking for more of these thunderstorms as we go through the next couple of days because we just have a little bit of this disturbing weather scraping by the area. High pressure, hot weather to the south across California, Nevada. That's all coming up here into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. Then you look to the north. There's wet, cooler weather riding right along the jet stream, and that's getting in the neighborhood. And that's what's bringing in the wind today. We're going to see more wind in here for your Sunday and Monday, but we're also going to bring in more heat for Father's Day. Vipercast, 10 o'clock tonight. A couple thunderstorms with us in Montana, but things are pretty dry for the most part. We really don't have a thunderstorm risk until tomorrow afternoon or evening, right around 6, 7 o'clock. So almost 24 hours from now, we'll start to see more of those developing thunderclouds pretty much in the same exact spot as where we're seeing them right now. Then as we get into Sunday, beautiful, hot conditions. Some thunderstorms will try to work into portions of Lemhi County, but even then it's a very low risk. And then we push the clock forward into Monday with temperatures getting back into those upper 80s, lower 90s, and a few more thunderstorms once again favoring the same exact spot. That corner of Island Park and West Yellowstone. Upper 40s for Idaho Falls for the low tonight, 81 for the high tomorrow, 85 in Pocatello, mid 80s in Burley, lower 80s in Rigby. Upper 70s in Salmon, lower 80s in Challis, upper 70s for Mackay, upper 70s also for St. Anthony and Rexburg, the mid 70s for Jackson, lower 70s for West Yellowstone, and the mid to upper 80s as you go to the southeastern highlands here with 86 in Malad and the lower 80s into Soda Springs. 8-day forecast, the 8-day outlook showing us the temperatures are going to really get back up into that high territory here. Upper 80s, lower 90s. Yeah, pretty hot for Sunday. If there's any consolation prize for your Sunday afternoon, it's just going to be not as windy as today or Saturday. Saturday's still looking pretty gusty. We'll see more wind into Monday and Tuesday with temperatures staying into the 80s. Pocatello, hot, dry, windy weather for the weekend with highs into the mid 80s tomorrow, lower 90s on Sunday. We'll carry the mid to upper 80s into Monday and Tuesday of next week there. And also some more 90s popping into the later half of the 8-day forecast. Rexburg highs here 84 for Sunday, lower 80s on Monday and Tuesday. Very windy conditions once again. Blackfoot looking at a windy hot weekend with highs around 82 for tomorrow, 87 on Sunday. A few thunderstorms will try to develop into the mountains, but for the Snake River Plain, we're looking dry. And even for the Salmon area, I know I just showed you there's a couple thunderclouds trying to get in, but in town for Salmon, it's still looking rather dry and hot and windy with highs here mid-80s for Father's Day, lower 80s on Monday and Tuesday. Jackson Hole looking at some passing thunderstorms to the north, but on the whole, Jackson will also stay pretty dry and windy with highs here near 80 degrees throughout much of the 8-day forecast. We'll send it back over to Jay.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. Still ahead, you think summer camp is just for kids? Think again. Why adults are reliving their nostalgic summer camp days after the break. But first, let's see how the markets closed for the day.